The story begins on a foggy morning in Fall River, Massachusetts in 1892. The Borden family home at 92 2nd Street is depicted as a large, imposing Victorian house. The atmosphere is tense, with shadows creeping through the windows and an unsettling silence enveloping the surroundings. The day began like any other in the Borden household. The sun had barely risen, casting a pale light through the thick fog that blanketed Fall River. Inside, the house was eerily quiet, save for the occasional creak of the old wooden floors. Andrew Borden, the patriarch of the family, had gone out on his morning errands. His wife, Abby, was upstairs preparing to make the bed in the guest room. Their daughter, Lizzie, was in her room, seemingly engaged in her usual activities. The maid, Bridget Sullivan, was tasked with cleaning the windows outside, unaware that the day would soon take a horrific turn. As the clock struck 9 a.m., a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence. Bridget rushed inside, her heart pounding in her chest. She found Abby Borden lying lifeless on the floor of the guest room, her head battered beyond recognition. Panicked, Bridget ran downstairs to find Andrew. She discovered him in the living room, his body sprawled on the couch, his face obscured by blood. The horror of the scene left her speechless, her mind struggling to comprehend the brutality that had unfolded. Lizzie appeared moments later, her demeanor calm, almost detached. She claimed to have discovered her father moments before Bridget entered the room. Her reaction was peculiar, lacking the expected shock and grief. The authorities were summoned and the investigation began. Lizzie's behavior raised suspicions. She was the only one unaccounted for during the time of the murders. Yet there was no concrete evidence to implicate her. The town of Fall River was abuzz with rumors and theories. Who could have committed such a heinous act? Was Lizzie involved, or was there another sinister force at play? The scene shifts to the courtroom in New Bedford, where Lizzie Borden stands trial for the murders of her father and stepmother. The courtroom is filled with spectators, reporters, and legal professionals, all eager to witness the proceedings of this sensational case. The trial of Lizzie Borden captivated the nation. The courtroom was packed with onlookers, each eager to witness the drama unfold. Lizzie sat at the defense table, her expression unreadable as the prosecution laid out its case. Witnesses testified about Lizzie's peculiar behavior before and after the murders. Bridget recounted Lizzie's odd actions, including her laughter heard from upstairs just before the discovery of Abby's body. The prosecution suggested that Lizzie's motive was rooted in financial gain, as she stood to inherit her father's estate. The defense countered, arguing that the evidence was purely circumstantial. They highlighted the lack of a murder weapon and the absence of blood on Lizzie's clothing. The defense painted Lizzie as a victim of societal prejudice, a young woman unfairly targeted due to her gender and social status. As the trial progressed, the town of Fall River remained divided. Some believed in Lizzie's innocence. Others were convinced of her guilt. The media frenzy surrounding the case only intensified the public's fascination. After weeks of testimony, the jury deliberated. In a surprising turn, Lizzie was acquitted of all charges. The courtroom erupted in mixed reactions. Lizzie's supporters celebrated, while others were left in disbelief. Despite the acquittal, Lizzie's life was far from normal. She returned to Fall River, but the community shunned her. Her once prominent status was tarnished, and she lived the remainder of her life in relative obscurity. Years have passed since the murders, but the Borden house still stands, its dark history lingering in the shadows. The once grand home is now a museum, attracting visitors from around the world, all eager to glimpse the site of one of America's most infamous crimes. The Borden house, now a museum, stands as a chilling reminder of the past. Visitors tour the rooms, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Some claim to feel a cold presence, a lingering energy that refuses to leave. Over the years, there have been reports of strange occurrences, objects moving on their own, unexplained noises, and fleeting glimpses of figures in the windows. Many believe that the spirits of Andrew and Abby Borden still haunt the home, seeking justice for their untimely deaths. Lizzie's legacy remains a topic of debate. Was she truly innocent, or did she escape justice? The unanswered questions continue to fuel speculation and intrigue. As the sun sets behind the Borden house, casting long shadows across the lawn, one can't help but wonder, is the house truly haunted, or is it the weight of its history that unsettles the soul?